Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Chi-Town Bobby podcast. This is my man, you know who I am, G Money.
Money, man.
And here with my man, Mohammed. We're here at La Estrella Mini Mart. So first of all, we want to say we're sorry that we delayed the show a bit. It's been a while, but we want to say thank you to the community that has supported us. And we also want to thank one of our biggest fans who has supported us. So shout out to Rohan. Thank you, Rohan, for being a big fan of the community. We always hear your comments and suggestions, so we appreciate it. Thank you for being a big fan. So moving on to that, one of the topics that we always come into when we first start off is the crypto topic. Do you do any crypto, Mohammed? Nah.
My boy's crazy on crypto, though. Yeah, my boy Edis. Yeah, he would spit in the free game and whatever. I had a crypto machine, like, to cash the crypto, but
Oh, yeah?
that died. Then now we're suing them because they owe me money still.
So even in the ATM aspects, we can still lose money in crypto. All right, so we know about that. How about you, Money Bear? What you do? We still lost Bahamas.
We lost a piece of the Bahamas.
Damn, huh? Really? Oh yacht. Oh yacht, yeah. All right, so I guess we're not working on the yacht.
I ain't got a diesel.
You got the diesel truck. All right, well. As for me, I'm still invested. Still hold a little bit of Ethereum, a little bit of Bitcoin myself, and got a little Doge and a little Sheep. I know there's been a dip in the market, so to all my people that always ask us, do I still stay invested and whatnot? I always say, do what you can. I'm like, crypto is an investment first of all, so don't spend money that you can't, waste. So don't spend your rent money on it. But if you do have some side money, definitely invest in the projects that are right for you. And those projects have always been right. And, I always say XRP is always a big project that I always liked, so that definitely going to get into that. But so here we are. We're here at La Estrella, one of the staples here in the Montclair neighborhood, 7,000 West Diversey, if I'm not correct, here in the Chicagoland area. Mohammed, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting us have this show here with you. One of the big things I'd like to start off with is, how did La Estrella start? Like, give us the background on this, La Estrella.
So, like, La Estrella is one, older customer. Like, there was a family that owned the business before. Her name translated to Estrella. So that's why, they named it La Estrella. And then as I took over and managed, and years later, I had the choice of keeping the name. Or should I keep it what it was? And I just kept it because people had nicknames to it, so now it's just very unique.
Oh, that's
but
cool.
Most definitely when they come in, they see it, they're like, "We Spanish." I got this name.
Well, there's lots of restaurants. You can name multiple businesses that have different ethnicities tied to them. So it doesn't have to be the Mexican store, right? But it's really what I like to think about it, especially a store like this. It's just it's a part of the community. And as long as you're part of the community and you're doing right by the community, I think you're providing a service, right? So like anything else, that's a very noble thing to do. And as a businessman too, this is your life. So whatever you name it doesn't really matter.
Most definitely. But it was like, I was like, I'll keep it. Like I had a whole franchise in mind and all that stuff. But, I was like, we can keep it as La Estrella. Just, I don't know. Now we're with the stars.
Now you're with the stars.
Different galaxies and stuff.
Well, that's good, man. So, speaking of that, how long has the La Estrella been open?
So 6 years. So, if it's me, probably 6 to 7 years. I think they were only been for 2 years before, so 9 years now. Me as boss man taking over was 7.
Okay. And when you did first take over the business, was it a family that kind of passed it on to you, or basically? Yeah. Okay.
I was here I graduated from the Middle East, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna just get a job, but then later half of the year, not a lot of companies want to hire anybody.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, wait till the New Year. Then my pop's like, hey, I got you a job here.
Okay.
I'm here. Then I got another job at a pharmaceutical company, so I was here and there.
Okay.
And then I had to leave there, and then I was just here for it most of the time, full time.
So definitely it was more of a situation of was that when you wanted to go into your own business at that point, or?
Well, after a while, in the beginning, I didn't like it. I one I did like because learning the business is different than actually like functioning the business. Like,
Right.
So you got to take on that aspect and then like putting in the hours. I got to be here, and I'm more of I want to enjoy myself. So even when I had the part time, it was great because I was also like doing something from my field,
Right.
so that I have knowledge. But like the reason why our employee at the time he wanted, I didn't know. He was in college, so I didn't know if he was going to have classes in the day or what's up. And he was like, no, but it's these days. And I was like, damn, I wish I could call the company. He gave me multiple opportunities, but by the time like things passed, it was like they wanted more of dedication, like a few years for me, like trying to come back and work with them, but it just didn't do it.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's fine now. Like it is what it is. Like I still love to get part-time money. Money don't stop. Like, I don't mind doing it all, and like also, this is my life, but it's not supposed to be the thing that holds me down. Because issue, like 10 years from now, I don't want to just sit in the house. I create all these functions and everything, and it just becomes a lifestyle that probably would just be embedded in the neighborhood.
So, talking about, you said you came from the Middle East. Can you talk a little bit about like your journey here and how you got here to that point?
So I was born in California,
Okay.
San Francisco. I grew up in Apple Park. I went to Saban, Magnet, by Wicker.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to Lane for 2 years, and then I moved. Then at 17, we moved to the Middle East. I stayed there for like 8 years. I did finish high school there, like junior, senior year. College, I did over there, and then in that year, it was like a 4-year program. In the 5th year, we go to Germany for a year.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I just wanted to be in Chicago, so like I rushed through my school and stuff, but then just so I could be back in the city because like I left at like peak times. Hip hop was up, it was rise. The Bulls got Derrick Rose, and we were going crazy. Like I came back to from the Middle East, and I'm watching the Bulls collapse. I love the Bulls.
The reign was done at that point.
Best team, bro. Past, present, future. But right now, they're going too political right now, so it's like I can't really talk about the Bulls like that.
I don't think anybody really can at the moment.
Yeah, they're going too much, bro. It's like, yo, bring me back on this basketball. Stop it with the political stuff. Oh, the game's at 8:30? Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, we're in the play-in today right now, so like we gotta see if we're gonna actually make the playoffs.
Okay.
But yeah, the store's here. It's beautiful because it's like you can see now like.
Right.
You got introduced to like the organized play.
Right.
Now it's just like we're just keep on and on.
So talking about that a little bit more about the grocery store, how is La Estrella? How did you develop it? Where did you get the idea to be more of a grocery store? What we see here is you have organized events. Right now, you got a big little mini tournament going on right here, local tournament for monkeys, and then you also have your collectibles here that you're selling and the food here. So like, where did you get that idea to like start going into those other avenues?
I just had it all grocery, like the show store. Like if you go and look at like videos and stuff from like beforehand, like videos, just grocery. Like I have a moment that one of my homies' videos and the motherfucking Miller.
Okay.
But yeah, shout out to Mello. The store was packed. Like, dude, the amount of like food that I used to have, like, it was crazy. But then COVID happened, and then slowly all the groceries that I had there was no like.
Was that like a big decline for you at that point when COVID hit? What aspect of COVID changed your aspect of your?
So like the thing about COVID was it was interesting. The first 2-3 months you would have the neighborhood come and shop. It shows you the power of the neighborhood if they actually come and spend money on food.
Right.
But then once people started coming out of that fear of going to big stores, they all went back to big stores. So that funds go to your job is to keep the store as it is. And try to have as much product as you can. But like right before it, my homie had put me on to his baseball cards. I didn't buy it. Then it was an issue card. And it went from $10 to like $4,000. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna learn all this. And, I'm watching Garvey V and I'm watching other like videos about because I was like, like for me, it's the type of person who's like, if I understand this, I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna learn everything else. So it's like you're gonna stick to baseball cards. I'm gonna go into Pokemon collectibles and everything. Then I started going to the Target stuff. I didn't like doing that, and I was like, I'm a business friend. Let me contact businesses and see if I can get an actual wholesale. And we started with like legit one shelf that we had our T-shirts on. Like, from one shelf to another shelf to another shelf. Just keep on stacking. And I like the way that I even look at the store is like, how is a corporation supposed to operate? Like, look at these big brand stores. They really go into like, they have candy experts, they have this stuff. When I started dealing with the community stuff for the toys, there was a gaming association, the gaming association started understanding like, oh, these are really how functions happen. And from there, like we expanded, like legit. I think September will be our 4 years of selling collectibles.
Wow.
But like the first year when I started selling, like this is Pokemon when it hit. Like we got in right before the crazy Pokemon boom.
Right.
You know, I didn't do it because I threw like Pokemon's going crazy. I was like, I started selling collectibles, but to get allocated for better numbers for Pokemon, you have to buy product for it.
Right.
But Pokemon was still dead at that time too. So I would get boosters, go on StockX, see if I could break even, and then make the sale. But I was flipping the boosters. So like by the time the big boom happened, everybody was trying to go into like talk to distributors. Nobody could get in. I was like the last person walking through the door. So from there, and then but at the end of it, like right before the 25th anniversary, Pokemon was dying. You don't see that many functional people. So I was like, am I going to keep on doing this, or should I just quit? Because if I'm going to keep on doing this is not a financial, you're not going to get your money. This is going to like dry you out. Especially because like a lot of things also like move through. Like you have a collectible, but then you have to know that the collectible is probably tied into a certain release date for a certain product for a certain brand. So like if you pre-ordered it and then the brand takes a 2-year hiatus, you took a 2-year hiatus and pre-order, and like 2 years from now you're whatever pre-order you placed. You then got to remember about the 2 years ago that you placed that. So I was like, I need to be more with the community. So I wanted to start doing all the Pokemon events and everything for that, but it took too long. We had I didn't like. I just wanted to get a Instagram just because of digital. Because I like digital. So when I finally got the account, I started saying, "Oh, let me." I know my brother loves One Piece, so he was always asking One Piece, and I was like, "All right, let me get One Piece." I bought the first piece, sold out, and then when the second set came in, I didn't make any money. They were sold out because of pre-orders. Wow. So nobody of the other stores could even sell. I got mad. That's how I did the organized play. Like legit, it's like 2 more months in order to become official here. It's just crazy. I think it's just like I'll do it and I'll just dive in. I think like that's the thing where I just learned that it's like you guys gotta head first, even though it's like horrible too. It's not like I could recommend it unless you got something good popping up.
Well, obviously it's working. You're built out now from that beyond Pokemon. You got Pokemon, One Piece, and you also have
we got Fusion
World, Star Wars is coming out. It's a big TCG as well.
Arcana, people want Magic. It's just like I got.
You're gonna fill up the whole schedule at this point.
No, it will probably.
Okay.
It will.
So speaking about that, I've also
like we were talking.
Yeah, that's
in the summer.
Because I see you got a calendar. Is that like the whole thing for the whole month, or?
Yeah. So like I was at this when I went to the Gaming Association. Like the past 2 years, they had it in Reno, and there's a it's a coffee shop called Comics and Coffee and Comics. It's badass. Like you walk in, great coffee, very affordable. Then they got the tables, then they got a stage, and then they have a calendar where they put all their events. And then I was just looking at it, I was like, yeah, that's pretty that's smart. Like for me, I would like to make it like an interactive one, like it's through your app. So like, you go in there and then you know with all the things that were going up, you just sign through it, you know. But yeah, that's just yeah, I did that just to like organize it, and I know too. But yeah, it's still to a point where it's like legit. It's gonna be like the full thing, the whole month, but just different events, different things that we want to keep on doing.
So we know that you got the Instagram going on with the store. You also got a couple social media items. From that, I know that you also have had other artists and influencers here. Can you talk a little bit about how that came to be with like getting more like artists and people that are in the community?
I'm an artistic person.
Artistic person.
Yeah, I'm a masterpiece, but like I'll be in like in Chicago, everybody knows everybody,
Right.
But I don't like. I also like promote like shout outs. I don't know. I just put myself out there. I'll be at an event. And I was at the beginning. I was like, yo, Mr. Holland.
Right.
A homie would be like, hey, I need to film at the shop. And then, like, it just like, it flows like that. Then I had another dude, his name is Alejandro Hernandez. He lives in Boston, and he was, he's a journalist. So he was like, I remember reading his articles, like, he pulled up on it, and having a back from that
Right.
From the city. And I was like, he just connected with that. And then from there, he came and did articles. It's just like, I used to promote myself, then I put the store up for Peer Space like last year. But low key, I took it down because it's like, and then you learn a new business and you learn all the mistakes too that you need to fix. And then like there's certain things that people can take like, to advantage or to a certain degree. I just opened it up and people just come like last year we had college kids came in and filmed the indie for 3 days, 3 nights. Yeah, I ate it. It was a cool experience. Like definitely you start understanding what comes to mind, like that type of production. All right, this is the team for this. This is this. And also, as a host, how would you fulfill all their commendations? Because like, I wouldn't mind being able to do like big animation, and it was big. Like for what they had, it was crazy.
Would you do like private parties or after hours?
I gotta figure that out. Like as like because that's it's still like it's I don't know. Everything you could do under the table, but at the same time, it's just like you want something. Like, I like to be able to be, no one tell me anything. Right. So like, we had an experience where in the movie, they came up with a scene where one of the actors was straight. And I can tell you that she did amazing because we all were like, because this is Sunday, so this is the last day, so they're just tightening up all the last stuff. And she's
Freaked out.
You can say like, yo, she did amazing. And I was like, yo, why didn't you tell me? He's like, yeah. She's brand new, and then after like 2 hours, the cops came. We had to talk to them, and they were like, "Yeah, you're on private property. You're on this." And the cops were cool with us at that moment, but like, you never want somebody to knock on it and then starting to ask random stuff.
Yeah.
I like to learn all the like business things so I can be able to talk to people when they come up with some random things from there. But I hosted my friend's, his magazine show, Palestine America. But we
which one was that?
It's his magazine's called Palestine America. Okay. And he usually does like something called Pali Palooza where he brings the artists and then poets, art, like a whole collection of Palestinian things. And he did it. We did it last year, but right now I'm still trying to figure it out more. Because we go to places and they be like common, but most of them are not really like an experience. They'll just pull up and be like, oh, we do cosplay. But cosplay is just like you know, it's like not even a fourth of what a show should be. You know, you gotta have tournaments, you gotta have new stuff, you gotta really make somebody feel like they're happy with the time they spent.
Right.
You know, so I wouldn't mind keep on doing like after hours and more shows, and that's like a goal. Like when I talk to homies, to be like, hey, it's just it comes soon. I just don't know.
So what is who do you feel is like who's like your favorite like artist or person that came into the store to like film or do a set? Like,
The biggest one is like, you know, there's I like
not to pick favorites
no,
or
no, no.
anything, but like what was like the best, like wow, this was the coolest thing I did.
It all depends on like the art. So like when you come and talk about like fashion, you got Joe Freshgate's doing this my shop here right before he does St. Nicholas Cobbler's Con. Like that's the video for it. You know, that's just like crazy, and especially like where Joe Freshgate is always like going crazy with New Balance, all these drops. He's just a great person. A legend in the city that in the store. It always will be like the top. We had a homie in Pop where he did like a ski dance, but as a pig. And the concept of the music, the video is they're breaking a piggy bank on the counter, and then he tells the cash register cashier, "Hey, you grab it." It's so hilarious, but it's a nice art piece because it's a different aspect of most videos like I'm getting robbed. You know, another one is like I did a short film, a movie called When I Wake. This guy, he's from Howard. Is it Howard? Howard. He hits me up on the video. He's like, hey, I act in the movie and I got an IMDb role, like credit on it, so like I can say
I'm on the IMDb.
Yeah,
Got that Hollywood status, all right? I'm saying
just
better like that Hollywood.
Yeah. Definitely. The music videos, I can't really like name them because it's like.
Well, like I said, you didn't have to pick a favorite. It's just, you know, what your favorite like memories of where that.
Like,
you know,
the best one like is motherfucking. One of them is motherfucking Neil because his videos like the stories at a peak. Personally, this is like right before All Star Weekend.
right.
Like we were like
It's crazy time.
yeah, and then him performed with my homies hard too, and they just to have that both in the store, and we have some of our homies there too, and it was like beautiful memories. Like it's always cool when you walk out the video, and everybody's cool, decent. It's not constant. Some videos, you know, like I got videos that are probably like millions right now. It's a drill video, but it was cool. Shout out to the guys, but man, that's like it was very intense.
So, speaking of being a Chicago staple store being here, how do you feel about like the current state of the city and how it's affected you, this store right now? Like, do you feel like the store can thrive in the way the city is right now, or do you feel there could be some changes the city could do to make things better for communities?
Well, see, the thing about it is like to talk about like in whole broad of the city, we all have to always talk about like our specific wards that we're in, or the aldermans that we deal with, and then whatever like policies and stuff that they have to actually do. So like, you know, I live in Humboldt Park, so that's my ward. But when I come here, I do talk about the neighborhood itself because I also believe like, you know, there's a lot of negligence in the neighborhood when it comes to, you know, how people treat there's no community centers, there's nothing for the children. I think that we also, as adults, we bring so much better. We as adults right? Like, you know, I believe like a lot of kids when it came to COVID, you know, they're at home. We're forcing them to get better grades and stuff like this. Be real, like when you get 21 or whatever you're in, you still can learn. Nobody can learn that.
Right.
You know, I used to tell kids like if they were sophomores, I was like, go drop out, go get your GED. At 16, go drop out.
That's bold.
Yeah.
For a lot of parents, that would be like, that's really bold.
That's bold. But I think that's the thing about the city. We should have had like community teachers for that. Because then think about it. to get a kid off the street, that he's in high school and he's not doing it, right? You could have made him go and get money. Even though, like, nowadays, a lot of people are hitting the streets and doing it because it's quick money. But also, because quick money is quick money, there probably would have been people that would have rather been like, oh, I'll take it. I would have worked at the same time. We were getting a lot of money just for people to get employees into their jobs. I think that's the problem. Like, we educate the neighborhoods and we don't know how to push money and like facilitate for others, and that's where we look at it, because we look at it as a city. We're supposed to be ruling.
Yeah.
We're Chicago. Like, but most of the things that go around is, yeah, it's super political. It's like, you know, this person and this person, like, you know, and I get it. We live in such a, because Chicago is like very racist. Like, if you want to, like,
We are very segregated.
Yeah.
That I will agree.
That's
We're very
the thing.
segregated. It's always been that way for a long time.
Yeah.
You compare to places I've been to, like New York, California, those cities, as far as people is concerned, is more integrated. You don't really see that. You know, there are certain neighborhoods, but not as like Chicago. We're like really sectioned off, and I completely believe that.
Like, we move so many others, like, we move neighborhoods, but I think that's the problem. Like, but I think the city is like, there's no way to fix the city or, you know, fix anything until you fix yourself and then do the things to, and then just show ways to help others.
Right.
Because that's really it. But, and things will happen if you're doing it right, and there will be people that will advocate you. And it's, as we look at like, the soul, all the bad that happens in the city, there's so much good. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's like any place else, right?
You have like a pendulum of probably, oh, these kids are good. There's a lot of kids that are really trying to fix this up. And then, like, even those that are far going that path, they always can come back.
Right.
You know?
It depends, you know. I think one of the things that a lot of people, I'm not going to say they misconstrue, but when they talk about the mayor talks about it starts with the youth, and they say, oh, you talk about the youth, but you don't talk about, how putting more police on the streets and all that. Well, it does start with the youth technically, because if you're saying that's the problem, but if you're not giving them opportunities and you're saying they're getting away with murder and certain things of that type of nature, how is that an aspect of it, right? What's the solution? Sometimes I feel like the city will try, or certain parts of people in the city will say, like, they like to come up with more problems than solutions, right?
Most definitely. So the problem, and that's the thing about the city, like, you know, you can put as many cops as you want. It ain't gonna really, like, they ain't gonna do it, because at the same time, cops aren't supposed to be material. So, like, I was just watching somebody today, dude. He was trying to, like, he stole an ATM, but he's trying to put in like a Toyota Corolla, but didn't even fit, so he had to move the chair, but still didn't fit. And you know the cops ain't gonna pull up to him, because the cops don't. That's like, there is a, like, you know, they have their own, like, procedures.
Right. And they're not trying to get hurt either. We see that every day where they're, they get hurt, but then nobody bats an eye at that either. But we could go on all day about right and wrong, but there's always aspects. But I like to, as much as like a lot of people like to put us as like Chirac and all that type of crap. I feel the city still has a lot of good. This store in itself is an example of that. You're bringing people in community. You're giving kids something to do. You're giving people, do positive. You say, oh, well, what does that mean as far as playing a card game? Well, would you rather the kid be here playing a card game, or would you rather him be out in the street doing something wrong?
I want to do it to an extent.
There's a difference. It's an effect on how you view things. That you're exactly right.
Because the thing is like, for me, even in this neighborhood, I tell them, I don't want to. I do to a certain extent, but other than that, I'm not trying to. Because the thing is like, the community needs to be the one doing it.
Right.
Because I could leave probably, like say something happens. Boom, so you're robbed again. I don't want to be here. I don't want that negative energy to happen, but you never know what might happen. But you want to make sure that they're where people are creating. And it's not like, even like, and it's just something simple. Just start it. Because once you start it, then everything pops out for itself. That's why it's like, it's very important. Like, because I look at Brandon Johnson, like, we invited him to the shop. Like, one of Alejandro, he had seen him at it was like one of those house parties where they invited the officials like before he got to the final race of being mayor. He came in the shop, talked to us, everything. Even though like the way that he talks is like it's politics. You gotta know like specifically to talk to this politician because they will give you a general answer. So if you're not really
most of the time it's vague.
That's the thing is like, oh, look at our plan that we
Right.
have. But that was the thing, you were asking the wrong question. You gotta know like before you even talk to a politician, because a politician will talk so much about the thing. You gotta know exactly what you want to say. All right, these are the topics that you talk down. And then branching it, this is really specific. So I'm like, Brandon, like, it is what it is. Like, one of the good things he did with the lawsuit, like, with people getting carjacked, he filed a lawsuit against the company itself. Because think about it, too. Why aren't these companies fixing cars? Right. Like, think about it. Like, dude, we are all... This is just a technical fix. Right. Nobody wants to fix it. So file the lawsuit. So whoever probably gets their contract and goes like maybe 2 years, that 50,000 now comes out to you as a check. Right. We don't know because the thing is like we even look at our careers. There's a whole 4-part episode that brought up Chicago and how you have to be here. So it's like you gotta stay in the line, you gotta get this amount of signatures, then you have to be then you go into you have to be in City Hall. You have a certain time where it closes, and then like you get all the votes, and then you can be able to make a Zoom meeting and be like, that's invalid. I gotta search 25,000 people.
It is a process.
It's a process.
You gotta love Chicago politics sometimes.
And if you watch it, it's a great. I forget the name, but it was great. Like they show like Willie Wilson. He goes and pays the dude like I don't know how much, but he was standing in line the whole night so he could be the first person, and then goes and submits. But, like, look at Larry Lightfoot. I believe she took over and the COVID happened. And then but her like. Lori Lightfoot, she knew how to like get with people because of her marketing schemes. Right. Brandon is taking all that bull, but at the same time, bro, we have to play which we're dude. Like think about it, we're playing.
He was playing big time games.
He was playing big time games. Like you can't really like. It's like how you gonna fix something that after in a year it was like 4 years of it.
You can't fix it in one day.
And then like look at it, like man, like I still it's crazy. We got scammed by a French company, and like for like the parking.
Oh yeah, let's not get into the daily
like,
parking. If you're from Chicago, you already know.
Yeah, but that's I think the city itself is we can't just only depend on there. We also as people need to be able to go and talk to our community leaders. We need to be able to do something because there's a lot of funds that are given from the city that should be for the civilians themselves. And if we're not using it correctly or not questioning it, then we're going to be just like, we're going to keep on the same thing.
We got to keep up the good fight either way, right?
All day, every day,
All right, man. Well,
so which is your favorite bobblehead?
Well, mine?
Yeah.
His favorite Funko Pop probably doesn't hold it back there.
No, like, well, if I like them, I always grab one. For sure, but the thing is, like nowadays, I can reorder it or whatever, so I don't really like worry about it. I'd be looking at the older stuff. Like I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan.
Okay.
Yeah, so like
those you don't find those much in like the street. So whenever I'm at a show or con, I'm grabbing that. The Genesis Evangelion, I'm grabbing that. Like, I like the collectibles like of this, but I'm more of a video game guy. So like, but I haven't splurged that much because when I first bought it, you know, it was like this. I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy this for me, and then this one's for this. And then it gets to the point where I was like, I was smoking my own drugs. And I was like, oh,
Never get high on your own supply.
I had to
Right?
go
That's
to
always
rehab.
a rule.
I had to chill in rehab.
I think I'll have to buy that one for my nephew. That zombie Thor.
Yeah, that's a classic. Even close and dark.
And this show, I'm gonna have to
Get the Shaitan Poppy Podcast La Estrella discount.
I'll have you. I got you.
All right, well, thank you very much, Mohammed, for having us, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody that finished, got to this jaded. Anybody you want to give a big shout out to?
Shout out to the street, CSS C2E2, but it's probably be after C2E2.
Yeah, more likely.
CSA Ace.
All right, CSA Ace, and shout out to you, brother. Any shout out to you?
I don't know what's the name of the Twitter or.
Oh yeah, you got a
everything
Twitter,
everything
Instagram,
is,
Facebook.
Everything is La Estrella, West Diversey, West just with the W. You can go at laestrellaminimart.com, you know, and then we're here mostly every day, so holla at us.
All right, don't forget to come and check us out. If you're in this part of the Chicagoland area, come and check out La Estrella here at 7000 West Diversey. I want to give some final shout outs again to Rohan, man. We love you. Thank you for the support. Also want to say thank you to Royal Skating Apparel for my new threads, man. Really appreciate it. If you didn't see it, got my piccolo and I got the Gratitude magazine. So thank you very much to Royal Skating Apparel. Always check them out as well. They're a big time company. I love them. They're also a big supporter of the Shaitan Papi podcast. So with that, thank you again, Mohammed, for the time here and for taking up your story. But we appreciate it. Thank you very much again. Much love to you and much success. And we wish you well, continued success with your business. And thanks again to everybody for the support. And we'll see you next time on the Shaitan Papi podcast.